The galaxy knew one thing for certain: the humans were weak. The collective wisdom of the Grand Coalition, the Vasari Dominion, confirmed it. Centuries of conquest and subjugation proved time and again that species from small, single-planet civilizations stood no chance against their might. The humans, still squabbling among themselves over primitive resources, were no different. When the Vasari fleet arrived on the outskirts of the Sol system, their scans confirmed what their intelligence network had always said: Earth was a planet ripe for harvest. No planetary shields. No planetary defense grid. Just a smattering of military satellites and low-energy space stations orbiting the blue and green world. It would be a simple operation. "We'll be in and out in 2 cycles," Commander Kolthar, leader of the assault fleet, said to his officers as they approached the outer asteroid belt. The Vasari fleet was a formidable sight. 100 warships, armed with energy cannons, nuclear torpedoes, and graviton bombs, moved like a well-oiled machine. Each one was shielded by energy barriers capable of withstanding even the most devastating counterattack, if there ever was one. No civilization had ever posed a significant threat to the Vasari in 1,000 cycles. The humans would be no different. Send a warning to their leaders. Offer them surrender, Kolthar ordered. His thin, scaly lips curled into a grin, knowing that the humans wouldn't understand what was coming for them. As their warships crossed the boundary of Jupiter's orbit, the humans sent their first response. A lone human communication satellite broadcasted an ancient, outdated greeting. "This is Earth. Please state your intentions." "We come in peace." Kolthar chuckled. "Peace," he repeated mockingly. "They think this is a negotiation." His officers shared in his laughter, their insectoid limbs twitching in amusement. "Transmit our response: unconditional surrender or annihilation." The message was sent, and the fleet continued its slow, unstoppable approach. On Earth, humanity had been preparing for this day, though no one on the Vasari fleet could have possibly known. Generations of scientists, military strategists, and engineers had theorized about alien invasion for over a century. While the Vasari studied only the surface of the human civilization, they failed to understand that Earth's true defense was hidden in its history, its adaptability, and its relentless drive to innovate. "General," said Commander Rachel Kane of the Earth Defense Force, EDF, standing at attention before a digital holomap of the incoming fleet, "they're inside Jupiter's orbit now. They've issued a demand for surrender." General Bradley Thompson, an imposing figure with a weathered face and piercing eyes, stared at the map in silence for a moment. Then, with a grim smile, he nodded. "They have no idea what's about to happen," Thompson muttered. "It's time." He turned to his command staff. "Engage Operation Leviathan." A ripple of activity swept through the command center. Around the world, militaries moved into action, but not in the way the Vasari expected. The Earth was silent, its surface calm, its cities continuing with the routine of daily life. But beneath the oceans, in the deserts, and hidden in vast underground complexes, the real Earth Defense Force prepared to strike. By the time the Vasari fleet crossed Mars, their sensors detected an anomaly. Thousands of small, high-energy signatures were emerging from Earth's oceans and poles. At first, the Vasari thought it was some kind of planetary malfunction. But then the human ships launched. The Vasari were baffled. These weren't the slow, clunky ships they had seen in the human archives. These were sleek, fast-moving craft bristling with strange technology the Vasari had never encountered. "What is this?" Kolthar snarled, watching the screen as dozens of human ships rocketed into space. "They're launching their entire fleet. How quaint. Destroy them." But something was wrong. As the Vasari warships moved into attack formation, the first wave of human vessels weaved through them with an agility that defied all known physics. They moved at impossible angles, dancing around the Vasari weapon systems and striking with precision. One of the Vasari destroyers, the Valkyries, was hit by a small, unassuming human craft that launched an energy beam. The Valkyries' shields were calibrated to withstand massive energy bursts, but this beam wasn't powerful, it was smart. The beam reconfigured itself, adapting to the shield's frequency and bypassing it entirely. The ship exploded in a brilliant flash of light. "What is happening?" Kolfar roared. Deploy the graviton bombs. Now. But as the Vasari fleet prepared to launch their devastating weaponry, the human fleet adapted again. Tiny drones, barely the size of a human fist, swarmed through the Vasari ships, attaching themselves to critical systems and disabling their weapons. They are hacking us, shouted one of Kolfar's officers in panic. The commander's confidence evaporated as he realized the truth: these humans weren't just throwing technology at them. They were using tactics, strategy, and, worst of all, they were learning. Each Vasari attack was countered in real time, each defense circumvented. The humans weren't fighting like a fledgling race of primitives. They were fighting like a species that had spent centuries preparing for this exact moment. Far below, on Earth, General Thompson watched as the Vasari fleet crumbled. They expected an easy victory, he said, his voice low. They didn't understand. We've been fighting wars with ourselves for millennia. Each one more brutal than the last. We're not just survivors. We're the perfect soldiers. Rachel Kane glanced at him, her face set with determination. What now? Thompson looked back at the screen, where the once mighty Vasari fleet was now in full retreat. Now we send them a message. In the depths of space, Kolfar's once proud fleet limped away from Earth. Over half of their ships had been destroyed. Those that remained were crippled, their systems failing, their weapons useless. Retreat! Kolfar shouted. Retreat to Vasari Prime. We need reinforcements. But as the fleet prepared to jump to hyperspace, a single human transmission came through. The voice was calm, almost too calm. This is Earth. You're leaving. Good choice. But understand this: if you return, we will not show mercy. The next time you cross into our system, it will be your last. The galaxy is ours now. Kolfar sat frozen in his command chair, his mind racing. How had this happened? How had a single backwater planet defeated the most powerful military in the known galaxy? It didn't matter. He knew one thing: the humans were not weak. They were hunters. And now, they were hunting the galaxy. As the Vasari fleet fled back to the safety of their empire, word of Earth's victory spread across the stars. Once a quiet, unassuming planet, Earth was now a name spoken in fear by every major power in the galaxy. Humanity had been underestimated for the last time. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories. See you in the next video. Till then, enjoy my other stories on the channel. Goodbye.